everybody, hello, I'm back with another video. So for this video I'm going to be reading a little bit more from the real life ghost stories. And I got Salem here. How fitting, Salem. Ghost stories, it goes together, don't you think? Okay, so Bloody Mary, Ghost of a Queen by Aubrey Andrus. The Legend of Bloody Mary. Troublemaker. And I need my glasses because it's small and it's kind of dark in here too. Okay, so the bathroom is dark and the door is closed. The only noise is your breath, slow and steady. A flickering candle casts a soft glow on your face. You stare into the mirror and begin whispering, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. This ritual has been a popular and scary slumber party game in the United States since the 1970s. It's a fear test that only the brave dare to play. Why? Because if you believe the legend, chanting Bloody Mary in front of a mirror will summon an angry spirit. Those who've played this game claim to see the reflection of a woman, but what she looks like and what happens next is up for debate. Some say she's an evil witch. Others claim to see a gruesome corpse. Some viewers see red tears drip down her face or a dead baby in her arms. She may scream, curse, or even reach out of the mirror to scratch your face bloody with her long fingernails. Skeptics think that sightings of Bloody Mary could be explained by people's eyes playing tricks on them. But legend says this terrifying spirit steals the souls of those who call upon her. Anyone who plays the game could be strangled, trapped in the mirror, or haunted by Bloody Mary's ghost forever. Mystery of mirrors. The ancient Romans believed a person's reflection was their soul. Breaking a mirror meant your soul would be damaged for 7 years. They weren't the only ones who believed this. Some cultures believe that covering mirrors with a sheet after someone dies can help the deceased person's soul move on to the afterworld. Other cultures believe in covering mirrors every night before they go to sleep. And some believe they shouldn't look in a mirror at night for fear they will get sick or die. Chapter 1. Bloody Mary in Real Life. Nobody knows for sure who Bloody Mary was, or why she allegedly appears in the reflections of mirrors around the world. There are many different people whom the legend of Bloody Mary could be based on, including English royalty, an accused witch, and an evil murderer. Depending on which version you believe, there are different ways to summon her and different reasons she appears. Skeptics note. People disagree as to how many times Bloody Mary should be repeated, anywhere from 3 to 100 times, and others disagree on exactly what to say. Some versions of the tale repeat longer phrases such as Bloody Mary, I have your baby. Still others perform various actions such as flushing the toilet, blowing out a candle, or spinning around 3 times. Looks like I got his undivided attention, everybody. Mary Tudor ruled England from 1553 to 1558. Her reign was marked by her persecution of Protestants. Queen Mary I. Are you brave enough to chant the phrases Bloody Mary, I stole your baby, or Bloody Mary, I killed your baby? The image that appears in the mirror is often said to be the ghost of Queen Mary I. Legend says that she is unhappily searching for a missing child. Thomas Cranmer was a leader of the Protestants. He was burned alive during Queen Mary I's reign. Mary Tudor became the first Queen of England in 1553. Although she only ruled for 5 years, she was a queen no one could forget. She believed that everyone should follow her religion, Roman Catholicism. Those who didn't were burned alive. They were known as Protestants. Hundreds of people fled the country to save themselves, but nearly 300 men, women, and children were captured and killed while Queen Mary I was in charge. The people of England couldn't believe their queen could act so cruelly. They gave her a nickname, Bloody Mary. During this time, Queen Mary I was believed to be pregnant twice. She looked pregnant and felt pregnant, but each time a baby was never born. Afterwards, she never mentioned the pregnancies again. She died childless. Now legend says that her angry ghost haunts the mirrors of children who call to her. She wants to reach through the mirror and capture them. Fact. Today it is believed that Queen Mary I suffered from false pregnancies. False pregnancy is when a woman believes so strongly that she is pregnant that her body starts changing as if she really was. Mary Worth. Some who play the Bloody Mary game chant the phrase, I believe in Mary Worth, while holding a single candle. According to local legend, Mary Worth was a witch. She lived on a farm near Chicago, Illinois, around the time of the Civil War. At that time, many enslaved people tried to escape from the South to the North on a secret network of helpful people called the Underground Railroad. Many people believe that instead of providing safety to those who were seeking freedom, Mary Worth captured them. She is said to have performed evil spells on her victims. She would torture them and eventually kill them. It wasn't long before people found out what she was doing. Legend says they put an end to her dark magic by burning her alive. Fact. Some who call upon Bloody Mary Worth claim to see their shower curtains go up in flames, even though their candles were far away. Years later, a farmer and his wife built a house right on top of the remains of Mary's barn. While farming in the field, the man found a large stone. He moved it to the front of his yard. Then strange things started happening. His wife got locked in the house. Plates crashed to the floor. The farmer wondered if the stone he moved was from Mary's gravesite. He tried to put the stone back, but could never find the right spot. According to the legend, the hauntings continued. Years later, the house burned to the ground. Since then, no one has been able to build on that property. Anytime something is built near Mary Worth's barn, it burns to the ground. There's no historical data that proves Mary Worth existed during the time of the Civil War and the Underground Railroad. Even so, her story has become local legend in the Chicago area and continues to be told. Skeptics note. Some people say a witch named Mary Worth was killed during the Salem witch trials in the late 1600s. But again, there's no historical proof that Mary Worth existed at this time. Another Mary Worth. Others believe Mary Worth was a vain woman who was killed in a car accident. She suffered severe injuries to her face. People say she appears as an angry spirit in mirrors to avenge her death and bring suffering to others. Elizabeth Bathory. Even though her name isn't Mary, Countess Elizabeth Bathory may have inspired the Bloody Mary legend. She loved looking in mirrors, and she really loved blood, the blood of young girls in particular. Elizabeth Bathory ruled from her castle in Slovakia in the 16th and early 17th centuries. During this time, young girls in town kept disappearing. No one knew why, but Elizabeth had a plan. She was obsessed with looking young. Legend says that she believed she could look even more beautiful if she killed young women and bathed in their blood. Elizabeth started killing castle servants. When there were no more young girls to capture in the castle, she asked the castle guards to kidnap local peasant girls and bring them to her. Skeptics note, while Elizabeth Bathory was a proven serial killer, there is no historical proof that she bathed in her victims' blood. It is simply a local legend. Elizabeth Bathory lived in the castle Hrad Kachis. The ruins are located in what is now Slovakia. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but Elizabeth continued to kill and torture girls. As the years went on, she grew careless. People soon discovered the dead bodies of young women in her castle, Hrad Kachis. In just 6 years, she had tortured and killed up to 650 girls. Elizabeth became known as Blood Countess. Because she was a noblewoman, Elizabeth couldn't be put on trial or sentenced to death. Instead, a brick wall was built in front of her bedroom door to imprison her within her own castle. A few years later, she was found dead. Elizabeth Bathory now holds the Guinness World Record as the most prolific female murderer. Some people who call to Elizabeth's ghost claim to find their faces instantly covered in dripping blood. When they wipe it off, hundreds of scratches mysteriously cover their face. Fact: Elizabeth Bathory was also called Countess Dracula. Chapter 2: Bloody Mary Around the World. The Bloody Mary tradition is a modern ghost story that has now traveled worldwide thanks to the internet and websites like YouTube. Now kids all over the world repeat the scary phrase in front of their mirrors. Depending on where you live in the world, the ghost's name and how you call to her, what happens afterward, can vary. Svarta Madame. In Sweden, kids summon Svarta Madame, the black woman. There are a couple different ways to call for her. Some children chant, "I don't believe in you, Svarta Madame," 12 times while standing in front of a mirror in a dark room. Others say, Black Madame, daughter of the devil, show yourself." Then they splash water on the mirror. The woman who appears in the reflection always looks the same: glowing yellow eyes, red teeth, black skin, and green hair. What happens next could be good or bad. You could instantly die, or the ghost could bring you bad luck, or possibly good fortune. This legend is so popular in Sweden that there's even been a movie made about it. Hanako-san. School bathrooms are one of the few places where adults are not watching children, so it's a great place to play a game, like Bloody Mary. That may be why a ghostly figure is said to haunt school bathrooms in Japan. Japanese kids claim to hear voices, see doors slam, and watch lights flicker when they're alone in the bathroom. Daring souls try to summon the ghosts in person. They stand close to the door of the third bathroom stall and knock 3 times while asking, "Are you there, Hanako-san?" People have claimed to see a hand burst through the door. Legend says that the unfamiliar hand will grab the person and kill them. Others say the ghost answers, "Yes, I'm here," or the door will open a bit by itself. Inside the stall, a girlish ghost wearing an old-fashioned red dress is believed to appear. Flush. Despite the differences, the Bloody Mary tale always has ties to bathrooms, probably because they are small, dark, and have a mirror. You can easily shut off the lights, close the door, and have a little privacy while you play the Bloody Mary game. Some U.S. versions of the Bloody Mary tale go so far as to flush the toilet as part of the ritual. Sometimes the flush is needed to summon the ghost. Other times, a push of the lever turns the water in the toilet red. This guy over here. The ghost girl is named Tor no Hanako-san, which means Hanako of the toilet. Some believe she's the spirit of a young girl who died during World War II. Local legend says that while she was playing hide-and-seek in the bathroom stall, a plane bombed the school. The building collapsed on top of her. Others believe she was a victim of bullying who hid in the third stall and was later found dead. Maybe that's why her ghost is believed to protect kids who are getting bullied. Veronica. In Spain and Mexico, kids tell a similar Bloody Mary story called Nueve veces Veronica, or 9 times Veronica. I don't know if I said that right. She's believed to be the spirit of a young girl who died while trying to call upon ghosts using a Bible, a red ribbon, and scissors. The legend says that Veronica and her friends were summoning ghosts in an abandoned house. Veronica didn't take it seriously, which made the ghosts mad. Before her friends could react, the scissors allegedly flew through the air, stabbing Veronica in the neck. She died immediately. Those who were brave enough to call for Veronica's ghost light a candle in front of the mirror in the dark room just before midnight. Then at exactly midnight, they repeat Veronica 9 times. Most importantly, they never laugh or make a joke, so as not to anger Veronica. People say that when she appears, the ghost is seen gripping the bloody scissors in her hands. Some believe Veronica can answer questions about life or death. Others say she will stab you with her scissors. Still others think that nothing will happen right away, but days later your mirror may fog up with a message that reads, "I am Veronica." She will quietly haunt your house forever. Believers say there's no way to ever get rid of her. Fact: when a ghost appears in a physical human-like form that can be seen, as opposed to a cold burst of air or a spooky feeling or event, it's called an apparition. Chapter 3. Do you see what I see? Mirrors appear in legends all around the world. Historically, they have been seen as paths to another world, like in Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, when Alice passes through the looking glass. In literature and art, mirrors are also often used as a way of communicating with spirits. An example of this is in Snow White, when the evil queen talks to a ghostly face in the mirror. So it's no surprise that Bloody Mary legend has spread far and wide despite the mysteries surrounding it. Fact: when using a mirror to summon a ghost, it's called anaptromancy. While there are many versions of Bloody Mary ritual, these parts remain the same: a mirror, a darkened room, and a phrase that's chanted a certain number of times. And of course, a frightening female figure, but no one knows who this woman is or why she appears. There's no agreement on exactly what she looks like or what she will do once you're standing face to face with her. And that might be exactly why kids want to meet her. Many brush off the Bloody Mary legend as a simple fear test that lets someone try something scary in a safe place. Or is it really true? Some people get a thrill out of summoning spirits. The expectation that something will happen is sometimes enough to make us think we saw something. That could be why the legend of Bloody Mary is still passed around to kids all over the world today. As we hear the story over and over again, we begin to believe it. But are you brave enough to say it? Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. Skeptic's note. After squinting in the darkness for a few minutes, your eyes can easily play tricks on your mind. When playing Bloody Mary, staring at your own reflection while reciting her name could be enough to trick your eyes and mind that you've seen a ghost. It could be a hallucination. When you think you see or hear something, even if it's not there, or it could be a simple optical illusion. Try staring at your own reflection in the mirror. In less than a minute, you'll see your face start changing shape. Keep staring and it will become distorted and scary looking. It might even look like an angry spirit. It turns out that if you stare at something long enough, your brain will fade out the details around it. They'll begin to blend into the background. It's called the Troxler effect. Stare at the red dot for 20 seconds and see what happens. More than likely, the blue circle surrounding it will start to gradually fade into the background and eventually disappear. This is just one example of this optical illusion in action. Okay, so I think I'm going to stop there and then I'll read some more tomorrow. I'll read more tomorrow to you guys. That's it for tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope I didn't scare you too much. Or if I did scare you at all. I find it was quite fitting that Salem was here in my video anyway. Take these off. Let my eyes adjust. Well, everybody, that is it for this video. Until my next video, everybody, which will be tomorrow morning. It'll be a get ready with me video. Take care and